For the PF30 installation, you'll need a 68mm for road bike and 73mm for mountain. You're going to need the anti-seize for the drive cup part of it, but we also use a dab of grease. And you're going to need 2 longer Shimano style bottom bracket tools. You'll need a press tool, and for the removal steps, you'll need a rubber mallet and a cup removal tool. Since we're installing on a PF30 frame, you're going to use the included Delrin PF sleeve that comes with your bottom bracket. First, pull off your orange outer seals and place them to the side. Then I want you to unscrew the drive cup and place it to the side. Now, on the non-drive cup is a tolerance width O-ring. That O-ring has to be on the non-drive side. It's to deal with frame variances in the width of frames at production. So you're just going to make sure that you slide on the Delrin sleeve, push it down, making sure again the O-ring is there, and just place it to snug. Dab a little grease, like a film of grease, around the edges. You don't need to put it on the whole PF sleeve, just the edges where the pressing is. And this is just so it slides in when you go to press it. Grab the drive cup, and this is where you're going to use anti-seize. Do not use grease, use anti-seize. Since this is a friction-based collet system, we want to make sure anti-seize is on the drive cup. You're going to put a coat of it around all the threads and on the smooth taper area above the threads. Please make sure you get a good coating of this. In Europe, they call it copper slip. In the United States, they generally call it anti-seize. Again, get a good coating on it, and then it's prepped. Since we're installing a PF30 frame, please inspect your frame. Make sure it's a smooth bore and that there are no obstructions. You don't want cable guides or any kind of other obstruction poking through the bore that could impede the bottom bracket from pressing in. So again, inspect your frame and make sure it's a smooth bore and ready. Take the non-drive cup, which is the longer cup, and with your hands, just press it in as far as it goes. Generally, you can get it about 75–80% of the way, okay? Grab your press tool and feed it in from the drive side. Now this is a very important step. You do not want to overpress the non-drive cup. This is simply pressing it in so that the O-ring just kisses the side of the frame. Do not overpress this O-ring. We're just gently pressing it to kiss the frame like that. And then back the tool out. Again, do not compress that O-ring. And now you can see that the non-drive cup is pressed. It's good to go. And let's go to the drive side. There are the collets waiting for the drive cup. And here's your shorter drive cup with the anti-seize ready to go. And you can thread it in clockwise by hand until it pretty much firms up. And then you're going to grab your 2 Shimano tools. The non-drive tool is placed just to hold the non-drive cup in leverage. You're not turning it. The drive side you are turning clockwise, and I like to use quarter turns because they're controlled. And again, you're just turning the drive cup until the drive cup bottoms out on the non-drive cup in the frame. You will tactically feel it just like that, and you can't turn anymore. Once it's bottomed out, your drive cup is flush with the frame, and that sets your chain line for your Shimano crank. So make sure that there's no gap and it's flush. Then grab your orange outer seals that we placed to the side, and we like to put a lop of grease on the underside of the seal. This little bit of grease helps keep out moisture, road grime, and any other things that can kind of get to your actual bearing. It's just a protective thing that we like to do. It just adds a nice barrier between the outside elements and your bearing. Place some orange side out, push them around a little bit, and you're done. You can proceed with your Shimano install. For the removal, we basically do the same steps backwards. Pull the orange seals off, set them to the side, and grab your 2 tools. Again, the non-drive just for leverage. The drive, you're now going to counterclockwise and pull the drive cup out. Thread it all the way out and just place it to the side. On the inside of the non-drive cup, we built a machined lip so that the cup removing tool can catch it and not damage the bearing. Come in from the drive side, and you'll hear that sound engage. I like to grab the rubber mallet, bracing the frame, and do a couple gentle taps, and it breaks the pressing free, and the non-drive cup can just pull right out. Now the PF sleeve is still in the frame, so using the same cup tool, gently line up the edges and just tap ever so lightly, and it starts to push the PF sleeve all the way out. At this point, you can grab a rag and grab the PF sleeve and just pull it on out. And there you go. You can clean the frame out, wipe it down, clean the bottom bracket, and you're finished.